to have on stage two partners of LeWeb, CNN and Deezer, and also talk about a great integration actually on Facebook. So let me call, I'm really proud that Becky Anderson, who is one of the main CNN stars in Europe, host, and Axel Dauchez, the CEO of Deezer, are with us today. Becky? Hello, Becky.
We're going to give you some time off.
It's been a while since Davos. Huh?
It's been a long time. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. I cannot check your hands. Hi, Axel.
Very
I can check your hand though.
Very impressive.
Welcome, Becky. Welcome, Axel.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. It's an absolute pleasure to be at LeWeb today, particularly with Axel, whose service Deezer is already, of course, a big player in France, the first in the music streaming business back in 2007. Thanks to your partnership with Orange, you've been a huge success here in France. But it is time, Axel, to grow up and become a global contender. And I know today, big news from you guys. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's really a surprise, but it's a huge moment for us. You know, we created Deezer in 2007. And you know, those companies, you are facing different cycles. And for the past 4 years, we were mainly focused into finding the business model, finding the right product with the right user experience. And I think we did it. In France, we now are profitable. We are, for the first time this summer, the ever decline of the music business has turned around. And for the first time, the growth of Deezer offset the total decline of the physical market. So we said, OK, we really reached something which value a lot, which is thanks to a unique user experience. You can convince a pirate, somebody who never paid for music, to finally pay 10 euro per month. And so a few months ago, we worked and we decided that the next step will not be to go on the next countries. The next step will not be to go in the US. And so we decided to go global.
Right.
Global is quite big, but we want to be the first ever truly global music service, because the world is global and the usage is global. And of course, the artists are acting global.
And I think most people in here will say, well done, you guys. It's obviously the way to go now you've been so successful here in France. But going global without going into the US and Japan sounds odd to me. So why leave the US specifically out?
It's not a cultural choice, OK? No, I think there is a lot of fog around the US market. If I may, I have something to show you. If it works. Will it work?
Let's see.
It is not working.
Well, let's talk us through it and we'll see if we can bring these things up.
I don't care. When you look at the world market, and when you look at where the music is consumed, in fact, when you take Google and you look at how many music quests have been done on Google worldwide.
This is working, actually.
It's working?
This is working, yeah.
OK. So it was too far. I cannot go back, can I? That's, you know it, OK? And if you look at that, that's the interest of music. Interest of music is 10% in the US and 90% outside of the US. So you may say, OK, but if all the poor people are listening music, what's going on? What's the stake? The key thing is, when you're looking about where are the smartphones in 2012, I'm not talking in 2020 and so on, I'm talking about the next year. Finally, you have 160 million smartphones in the US next year, while you have 900 million smartphones outside of the US. And of course, if you look in 2016, the number in the US will remain stable. The rest will increase up to 2 billion. So definitely, the market is not in the US. So the question is, will you be able to have those people to pay? Those people who have smartphones? Those people who are consuming more music than a traditional US citizen? And the reason is, yes, they can pay, because when you're looking at pay TV, for instance, if you look at the spendings on pay TV proportionally to the cost of living, it's much higher in those countries than in the US. So the market has been over-focused in the US in the past 100 years. Today, the US is a market which is no growth, low margin, high competition, high stake. Everybody is watching at it, where all the growth will come from outside of the US. So we decided that definitely we want to be the only and first platform outside of the US, and so reaching those 900 million smartphones tomorrow.
All right, we've just been hearing from Facebook. How does Facebook work within this whole new era for Deezer?
It's crucial because you know that Facebook has been integrated with some platforms of music, but in most of the country, the 200 countries we will try to conquest, will be the only music platform integrated with Facebook. And Facebook has a crucial interest to increase its user experience in those countries, so we have a kind of a common interest to do it.
How are they to work with?
It's very, you learn a lot, you know. They are moving very, very quickly. They are changing their mind. You know, to develop the integration itself, it was 6 to 8 months of real hard work. And Daniel Marelli, the founder, spent all his nights during 6 months working with them. So it was very hard. And, but you learn because there is no preconception. There is just a kind of a permanent focus on the user experience. And you are never such worried about the user experience than you have with Facebook. So it's a huge learning.
Talk to me about the rollout, because we were talking earlier on, and it was almost exhausting to listen to what you are up against in the next couple of weeks. I mean, this is a fast rollout now when you talk about this global expansion, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So about the rollout...
Happy Christmas, by the way.
About the rollout, the thing is, it's one thing to say you will be in 200 countries, but the question is, will you be successful in one country at least, you know? So, we had a conviction, which is you need to be editorially perfectly in line with the country you will be in. So we split the world in 30 editorial zones, which are culturally consistent. And in each of those zones, we sorted the music, organized the editorial curation to make sure for the people of that country, it will have the best service you could imagine. So we built the service as a big software with a set of 100 parameters per country. And just like that, now we're able to open another country. So based on this big system, which was very hard, 2 years of work, we will launch now in different steps. So in December, we are covering the great Europe. So we're launching today Belgium with a big partnership with Belgacom. We are launching Ireland and Netherlands tomorrow. We are launching Spain and Portugal on Tuesday, Italy and Southern Europe on Wednesday, Germany, Austria and Switzerland and Northern Europe on Thursday, and Russia and Eastern Europe on Friday. So it's a huge rhythm of release. And by January, we will start to go in all the Canada and Latin America. So day by day and week by week, every week we will release new countries to cover all the Latin America. And then by February, we'll go in Africa and also in the rest of South Asia.
All right, so that's the marketing and that's the sell. Tell me, if I had you give me 3 main challenges that you then face in 2012, what are they? So
the work we did so far is to make it happen. So it's a big step. We have a business model which works, and now we will be everywhere. But that's not the stake for the future. So the first stake for the future is how can we make sure we're at the good level of local efficiency? So it's to work much more in depth about the localization, the payment solution, the specific marketing consumer journey, to make sure that in each country we have the best efficiency, the best virality with Facebook. The second stake is country per country, we are building deals with telco. So we are launching globally with Facebook, and then we are building a bundle deal with a major operator in each country. So we launched France, UK, Belgium. We are announcing in the weeks to come more than 10 new countries with a strong deal with the telcos. And dealing with the telcos is very hard, but the key stake, to follow your question, is how can we make it a success? You know, telco company are huge company. Orange is a huge number of people. I don't know even how many people they are. We are a small company. So how can we synchronize our priority with them? So that will be a second step for the year to come. And the third step will be the work with Facebook. Facebook offers the ability to recruit worldwide millions of try and buy, millions of people who will experience the product, but everything will be due to the virality. The system will be exactly what Joanna was saying a few minutes before. And so that's never, ever, ever increasing know-how that we have to build.
We heard Joanna talking about the open graph system here at Facebook. How important has that been?
It's, you know, it's very simple. It's mathematics. You open in Russia. In Russia, you have 1 million people trying your system. According to the way you work with Facebook, those 1 million can become 3 million in 3 months. Okay? So the value of this optimization is just unbelievable. And so far, I think either for Facebook and for us, I think we are just at the beginning of the story.
And in spaces like Russia, Brazil, South Korea, where Facebook isn't the biggest player yet, do you propose to work with other platforms, or do you stick to the loyalty that you've sort of developed with Facebook at this early stage?
There is, as you know, as you maybe know, but the deal with Facebook is a partnership deal. So there is no constraints of exclusivity on them. However, we decided to be the best partner of Facebook. So 8 months before, we worked with them with integration. Now we launched it worldwide with them, serving their own user experience. We won't compete, and we will try to build competition around Facebook. We want to be the best partner of Facebook.
You've talked about in the past the lost decade from piracy and downloading. You now talk about these new revolutions to a certain extent that have been hidden. So if I give you a crystal ball and said, what is the business and world and user experience in music streaming going forward, what will you say?
I think that, like in every content business, the ownership value is dead. It has been devastated, it's dead. As it will be in the other business, there is definitely a value for ubiquity access on every devices. That's
ubiquity access.
Absolutely, yeah. And so, for me, what has been done during the last decade has been a temporary business with, in fact, one dominant player, which is iTunes, who really locked the business itself. So it has been temporary and locked. Now everything is unleashed. Everything is unleashed, and the main impact, according to me, will be the new geography of the world music. I'm betting here that in less than 10 years, maybe 5 years, the total music market will be higher than what it was in 2000. But the geographical split of this business will be totally different from the past 100 years.
I want to use the Steve Jobs line that he hurled at Dropbox at one stage when he said, "You're a feature, not a platform. Convince me you're bigger than that."
For me, I'm not sure I'm answering your question. I'm not trying to. But there is something with the digitalization of the content which nobody talk a lot about music, which is a lot of people resigned from music. A lot of people start to use, not the people here, I'm sure, but usually in mass market, the people resign from music. They get lost in this so numerous access to many tracks, many 20 years ago, you asked somebody by the street, can you quote me 10 artists of the year? They could, because I've seen them on stage, on the TV show, and so on. Today, they cannot. They're totally lost. So if we have something in Deezer which is different, if we have something in Deezer which I consider being the main competitive edge for the future, it's our ability to expand the music scope of somebody. So we have a balance of quantitative recommendation and editorial curation, which is a kind of a secret system, which we consider being the best way to re-educate the people and to expand their music scope.
I want to just address a question about the future of the music streaming business that Tim Schaff, president of Sony Network Sales, recently addressed. He said it's definitely not in the music label's interest to have one company dominating the digital music business going forward. You may have first mover advantage, as some of your competition has in the States at this point, but do you see one business dominating going forward?
In the last decade, there were one dominant player. You know, in the UK, iTunes is 85% of the digital business. It's a disaster. Okay, it's locking the market. The competition should bring innovation and should bring better consumer experience. So definitely, it's the interest of nobody to have a dominant player. So here, if I'm looking at my world market today, there will be some players that will be US-centric. We pretend to be the only one which will be global outside of the US, but I'm just talking about the pure player. Now the big people are coming. Google will come, is trying to come. iTunes will move, even if they have a lot to lose with this revolution. They cannot just stay in their downloading business, maybe Amazon. So I'm sure that the market will be reorganized. However, for a long time, I think being the only one global outside of the US, I'm quite from such a...
We're running out of time. How are you going to make your money going forward, and how much are you going to make?
I hope millions. I hope millions. I don't know. You know, today we are a 50 million euro revenue company. We are a huge increase rate. We have 300% of increase for. It was easier before than it would become now, but we have a good increase. To be frank, this worldwide launch could lead to 500,000 subscribers and 10 million subscribers. So I think the thing is on the table now. The key thing is we are not pretending we are changing the world. We just feel that we want to be where the world is changing. And this is really what we want to achieve.
Good stuff. You've got a party tomorrow night. You going to tell them about it?
That may be the most important part of the thing. Tomorrow night, you are all invited to a huge party that we host with Orange on Facebook. That will be at the Louvre, which is in the fabulous place, and with an exclusive concert of Ting Tings. I don't know if you know Ting Tings. It's a huge group, and they will exclusively propose tomorrow their new album for 12 that will be exclusively shown tomorrow. So really, please come and see it. It will be very nice.
Certainly fitting for the CEO of Deezer, the music streaming business, with news out today. Thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you, Becky.
Loïc, back to you, my love.